developing Lean Six Sigma skills and OpEx Academy. So my name is Sarah Kearns and I'm an online marketing officer here at ATU and I'll be your host for this live talk. So today I'm joined by Caroline Mullen, lecturer in mechanical and manufacturing engineering at ATU. Welcome, Caroline. And I'm also joined by Dr. Trish O'Connell, lecturer in the School of Science at ATU Galway. So today we'll be chatting about the importance of developing Lean Six Sigma and quality skills and how our flexible courses can help you excel in your career in this area. So just some housekeeping first. We're not taking questions during this talk. However, if you want to head over to the live Q&A section of our virtual Open Even platform, you could submit any questions there and our team will be on hand to answer your queries. And yeah, we'll get started. So Caroline, we'll come to you first if that's okay. So can you give us an overview of the online courses offered from ATU Sligo in the area of quality?
Sure. Thank you, Sarah, and you're welcome everybody to our discussion this evening. So within ATU Sligo, we have numerous different courses that you could take in the area of Lean Six Sigma. So you can go down a quality route or a manufacturing management route, or you can go through our Lean Six Sigma and OpEx Academy. So the courses range from level 6 all the way up to level 9. So we have special purpose awards through which you can do white belt, yellow belt, green belt, and black belt certification. So they range in time. You can do your white belt in 6 weeks. You could do your yellow belt in 12. It takes a year to do your green belt, and your black belt is a year add-on to that. So there are special purpose awards specifically designed for the Lean Six Sigma person that wants to go down the Lean Six Sigma route. Or you could go through and get a formal degree or a master's or a diploma, whichever route you want to take, where we offer different programs in the area of quality management. So you can do BSc in quality or BSc in manufacturing management, whatever your area of interest is. And we have students that come in at level 6 through that route, and they work all their way up through level 7 through level 8, and then some go on and do their masters in the area of quality and manufacturing management. But within all those programs, there is a Lean Six Sigma element to them. So you'd have a module on the program where you'd study Lean Six Sigma, but they're broader in what they offer the student at the end.
Yep. Okay, brilliant. We also offer a master's in quality, Caroline. I know that's pretty popular, isn't it?
Yes, it would be, and we're seeing more interest in it in recent years as well, where you can get your level 9 qualification too. Yeah. Aimed maybe for those that are in a management role and they want to upskill, or they're in a team leader role and they want to move into a management role. A lot of organizations, they require that level 9 qualification in order for you to progress in your organization. And we see a lot of our students, when we survey them at the end of the program, they get promoted as they're studying or they change their career. So it's not just for people in the area. You have people working in other areas that would like to move into the quality sector, and they might do one of our degrees or diplomas or master's programs in order for them to be able to change their career.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Caroline. So Trish, then from your perspective, can you give us an overview of the blended courses then in this area from ATU Galway?
But just before I do that, Sarah, would it be okay with you if I just explained a little bit about what Lean Six Sigma is for anyone that might not know it out there?
Of course, yes.
Okay, so basically they're very powerful process improvement methodologies, okay? So the idea with Six Sigma is it reduces variability in your process. Like everything is subject to variability. If you make a product, you will find that product changes ever so slightly from one run to the next and from product to product. So with Six Sigma, we can reduce the amount of variability in that process. And with Lean, we can reduce the amount of non-value add. What I mean by that is there are things you do in a manufacturing process, or even in the service industry, where you don't actually add value to the end product that you're giving. Maybe you're walking around the plant too much, or maybe you're doing something to the product which it doesn't really require it to be done to add value to it. So Lean is a strategy for removing the non-value add in your process, okay? And why you might actually want to study any of these things is because, well, first of all, if in a business scenario, it will increase your profits, it will decrease your costs, it will improve your efficiency. But from a student perspective, what it will do is it will make you far more employable. So all of the courses that Caroline was talking about there, and also what we run in Galway, all of these courses are going to add to your employability at the end of the day. So you're asking me there, Sarah, what we actually do in Galway. It depends on the route that you want to go into. Unlike Sligo, we don't offer a single Lean Six Sigma module or a single Six Sigma program. What we have is we have them embedded in our blended courses. So if you're interested in the engineering line, we have blended manufacturing engineering, blended apprenticeship programs. So that would be a level 6, they call that, where you'd actually go in and you get your certificate and you can add a year onto that. You can get your degree, add another year onto that. You get a Bachelor of Engineering in Industrial Engineering honors degree. So it's blended means that you're actually face to face with the lecturers as well as being online. Okay, so you actually get to know your classmates, you get to know your lecturers. It's a slightly different environment than working just purely online. So, in terms of what we offer in the science, now I work in the science department. What we offer in science is we have got a Bachelor of Science for Quality in Industry. And as part of that course, we do a Six Sigma module. And also, we have that builds up then with a level 7 degree in quality for industry. And again, with another year on top of that, you can get an honors degree in quality for industry. What I teach myself is I teach Six Sigma on the Masters in Biopharmaceutical Manufacturing. And in that course, we teach basically the green belt level. And I might mention the green belt. I'll mention the belts in a second, but I'd probably let Caroline come in a little bit first. I don't want to hog the whole thing. But we have the Masters in Biopharmaceutical Manufacturing and also in our Applied Biology and Biopharmaceutical Science degree course, we have a Six Sigma module as well. So we embed the Six Sigma into the rest of the programs that we're teaching. Would you want to take over again now, Sarah?
Yeah, no, that's all great, Trace. Thank you. And I suppose, Caroline, we'll come to you then. I know we'll chat about Lean Six Sigma and the Lean OpEx Academy. But then, for our quality and manufacturing courses, can you tell me a little bit about, like in an overview kind of sense, who they might be aimed at or who might be interested in them?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think just to build a little bit on what Trish was saying there, and I definitely agree in terms of employers love to see the Lean Six Sigma on the CV and in a person's training and experience. And that's why a lot of the courses as well are designed with industry. So we go out to employers and we work with them. And when we're changing our programs every 5 years, we say to them, look, these are the modules. This is what we're teaching on our Lean Six Sigma programs. Do you think this is in line with what you need within the sector? And they're tailored for that. So they're not just designed by us here in the college as lecturers. It's in collaboration with industry. So they're very attractive for sure. So I suppose with us, if you can go down the quality route if you are in a quality environment, quality or regulatory environment, or working as a quality technician or a quality supervisor. The BSc in quality or the BSc in quality management and technology would be an attractive program for people like that. Or then if you were working in operations as a production manager or an operator or a team leader, the BSc in manufacturing management would be something that people in that sector might be interested in. But also, it's not just aimed at people in manufacturing or the biomedical sector. We have a lot of people, especially within the Lean and OpEx Academy, from all sectors, from not just manufacturing, but transactions. We have a lot of people on our courses now working in the service sector. We'd have people from different hospitals that take, in particularly our MOOC, our White Belt program, every year. So it really ranges, across the board.
Okay. And then I know that there's different routes for upskilling through Lean Six Sigma and then manufacturing as well. Caroline, do you want to chat a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. It definitely on one side of the house with the Lean Six Sigma and OpEx Academy, you can work your way up through it. So you can start at white and go all the way up. And there's no restriction where you enter, but to do black belt, you must have covered the green belt often. You can get directly into black belt if you've experience, depending on your experience in industry. And that's another thing with all the courses that are on offer. Depending on your background, your academic background, but we give credit for industrial experience, experience in industry. So you get credits for that. Mm-hmm. So that's an attractive incentive as well for people that are looking to go back to study. They're saying, gosh, I haven't studied for 20 years. And when I did, it was so long ago. But we take your experience in industry into consideration when we're putting you into the course and giving you credit for that. So on the Lean Six Sigma side, you can move up through the belts. And as well, you can start at level 6 if you need a formal academic qualification for requirement for work. You can join the college at level 6 and you can work your way right up through level 7, level 8, and right up to masters. And we have a few students that do that, and they never thought they'd get to level 9 when they started out at level 6, but it does happen.
Oh my God, that's some achievement, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it really is, with work and
Yeah.
families for lots of people as well. Yeah.
So Trish, I know you chat a lot about the Lean Six Sigma, but can you give us an overview maybe of who might study these courses, like any kind of job titles, what industry? I know it's a variety of industries, but maybe can you go a little bit more in depth on that?
I can, of course, and thanks, Sarah. Very much like what Caroline was saying there, we have people on our courses who come from all walks of life and all educational backgrounds, all nationalities, even as well. Like we've got people studying on our courses from Pakistan, from India, from Poland, from Bulgaria. They just seem to want to improve their careers. I mean, maybe they come in with a degree or a certificate from their own country and they want to upskill. So they basically will come to us and they will take on one of our blended courses. Usually, I said that one of the best things about it, I think, is the flexibility to be able to work part time or to lecture or learn part time and work full time. That's a really strong thing. And in terms of the kind of people that would do it, very often it's people who work in documentation control, people who work as maybe quality technicians, sometimes just operators on the production floor, people that want to improve their career and see that there is some benefit, because nearly all of the companies these days, especially around the med tech and the biopharm sector, are all using Lean Sigma. And just to touch on something there that Caroline mentioned, you mentioned the belts, Caroline, just to give a quick overview of what the belts are for anyone that's out there that may not know. When you start off, you have a white belt. The white belt just gives you some basic knowledge of what Lean Six Sigma is. It may not necessarily even be Lean Six Sigma, it might just be Six Sigma on its own. Lean is very often separate to Six Sigma, but very often they're combined. And like I said before, Lean is for reducing non-value adds, Six Sigma for reducing variation. So you start off with a Six Sigma white belt to give you an overview of what it's all about. And then the next level beyond that is a yellow belt. Yellow belt has given you a little bit more ability to actually work in the area using some of the tools. Then we might have a green belt where you'd have a much stronger level of knowledge and be able to use some statistics and some basic problem solving tools. Then you've got the black belt. The black belt would be a lot more experienced statistically, and they would be very often mentoring the other belts below them. And then, as Caroline was saying, you've got the master black belt. Master black belts, there's not that many of them around because they're the people who are at a more strategic level in a company. But you work your way up, or you can work your way up. So what our courses do is we give you the knowledge for the green belt, and then most of my students would go off and they do it by using the ASQC or using IASCC to get the qualification for themselves. So does that answer your question, Sarah?
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. And it's really good. There's such study progression opportunities actually with the belt system, isn't there?
And it's very like Sligo, like Caroline was saying in Sligo, we have people coming in at level 6, they move on to a level 7, they move to a level 8, they move to the level 9. It is really interesting and it's lovely and so rewarding to be able to see these students progressing. You get to know them really, really well by the end of it all, but it's lovely to see, and it's so great to be able to work in an environment where that actually happens.
Brilliant, Trish. So I know, oh, sorry, go on, Caroline.
Maybe just to add to that, on the programs, especially with the Lean Six Sigma certifications at Green and Black Belt, you have to do a project. Well, you have a choice. You can do a simulator project or you can do a work-based project. Most students would opt for the work-based project, where they do a project in their work and they use their tools that they're learning on the Green and Black Belt, whichever program they're on, but it's a live project that runs through their work and they present it at the end. They get a college mentor that mentors them through the project. So again, it's really attractive for industry as well to send their employees through these programs, because there's often a significant financial gain from doing any of these projects, as well as process improvement.
It's a win-win situation, really, isn't it, Caroline? Because the employee benefits and the company benefits.
Yeah.
And undoubtedly, if your project is successful, the employee is more than likely to get a promotion. Yeah. Now, I can't guarantee it, obviously, but more than likely, if you've got a Six Sigma qualification or a Lean Sigma qualification, it'll help your career. It really will.
I think if I was listening into the panel chat tonight, one thing I would like to know is about the lecturers and who's going to be lecturing on these modules. And most of them are from industry, have industry experience. Now you have some that have come up through the ranks of academia, which are very important as well, because they offer a skill set in terms of research and academic writing, which, maybe not for the Lean Six Sigma special purpose awards, i.e. the white belt up to black, but definitely with the formal academic accreditation through our degrees and our masters. You need that academic exposure too, but you have most of the lecturers have their own industry experience, and that really students can resonate with that, and they can bring their own examples into their lectures, and we get a lot of positive feedback about that.
Probably makes learning a little bit easier, does it then, whenever you have that
it's nice to have the mix.
content.
Yeah, just the mix. Yeah, not that one is better than the other, but that mix. Yeah.
I think as well as that, if you come from an industry background like myself and Caroline both do, then it means that you can actually make your lectures a little bit more authentic. You can start putting examples in that students actually understand because they're working in the industry. Like I tend to customize, my hair and is getting in my way. We tend to customize our lectures quite a bit in Galway because we know that the students would be much more comfortable when you're talking about the medtech industry if they come from the medtech industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Trish, I know we chatted about this actually before the talk, but we get a lot of questions asked from applicants. Is our lean programs very statistical? Can you tell us a little bit more about that and maybe reassure?
Reassure, of course I can reassure. It's more about problem solving in a way of thinking than it is about actual hardcore statistics. At the black belt level, yes, there are statistics. I won't lie about that. There are, but the way they're taught by us, it's very much, I'm sure it's the same in Sligo. It's very much a hands-on practical approach. Like I use Minitab statistical software, and I think my students never seem to have a problem with the statistical side of it. It is not so statistical at the start. It does ramp up a little bit when you're looking at the way Six Sigma works is through a thing called DMAIC, where you define a problem, then you get some data to measure what's going on, then you analyze the data you've got. At the analysis stage, there can be statistics, but it's very manageable. And if you have a logical problem-solving type of brain, which most people working in industry would have anyway, it's not difficult. Is that reassuring enough, Sarah?
Yes, I think so. Hopefully,
not the students anyway. Get there. They get there with their statistics. Like they come in and they're like, "Oh, I was so bad at maths in secondary school, or whatever." And then they build it up, and there's a great sense of achievement then when they realize actually it's not as mystifying as I thought it once was.
Oh, that's great. That's good.
At some levels, but then it gets more complicated, of course, But
I'm sure, it's achievable and manageable anyway. So Caroline, we are working on a Lean Six Sigma Academy, which will hopefully be launching soon. Can you give us an overview of this and then the study progression opportunities within that academy as well?
Yeah, I'd say we've probably covered it in terms of the belt progression. With the collaboration with industry, it's designed with industry in mind.
Yeah.
And it's still in its development stages, but we would have a lot of organizations that sign up, maybe 30 or 40 of their employees with us.
Yeah.
And they go through the training together as a group, and they do a little bit in their own organization, and we can do a little bit of bespoke training, especially for them on that. But it's covered as well already tonight in terms of it's up through the black up through the belt
white belt
system, and designed with industry. But another thing maybe to mention just before we finish, we're the different programs are different, but in Sligo for the programs we're talking about tonight, they are all online, and they're all in the evenings, and they're all recorded. So if you're working, you don't have to attend every live lecture. It's recommended, but obviously sometimes it's not always possible. But the recordings are there. You can look back at them in your own time, and we find that it's just makes it more accessible to so many more people because it's online and they can do it in their own time.
We tend to adopt a similar but slightly different strategy, Caroline. We have them recorded online, but then we bring the students in every now and again just so they get to know each other. They get a sense of who we are as lecturers, and they basically get to know each other. And I think the peer networking is so important in terms of moving around, moving careers, getting to know each other. I think that's really an important point as well.
Yeah, it's great to have the online and blended, like the flexibility is great for people for part-time learning. So I think we'll wrap it up there. So thank you, Caroline and Trish, for being our panelists this evening. There's loads of really good information shared there. So if anyone would like to watch this talk back, we'll upload a video of this to our virtual event platform and you can watch back. So if you're interested in a course from our lean manufacturing or quality area, visit the course search page on our virtual platform, and you can browse the courses that we have open for application for September 2023 start there. And also just a reminder, if you have any questions about this live talk, please head over to our live Q&A section and our team will be on hand to answer your questions. So brilliant. Thanks, guys. That was great.
Thank you,
Sarah.
Sarah, and thanks, Caroline.
Thanks, Trish.